Okay, stop. So for those of you that have watched me for any amount of time, you'll know that I'm a bit of a, hi Shelby, a bit of a sound nerd. And now she's going to play with her toy and mess up my video. Anyway, this is my living room setup. I've got a 65-inch curved Samsung, and for sound, I've got a set of Energy. I believe these are the Take 5s. Got the okay, stop. Got Take 5s. Small bookshelf speaker setup, powered by a Onkyo receiver, and over in the corner I have a Mirage subwoofer that I bought only because it was a going out of business sale, I want to say, at Circuit City back in the day. It's a $1,000 cube, and I ended up paying like 250 bucks for it. It was a floor model. Otherwise I would never have spent probably $1,000 on a subwoofer, but that thing's incredible. Here's the problem. We're going to be replacing this unit, this TV stand, if my wife ever decides which one she wants. And there's one thing that the system doesn't have, which is a rear channel speakers. And that's something I want. So I was looking for a system that would give me a subwoofer that I don't have to have on the floor like that. Even though it's small, it's not the best looking thing to sit on your floor. So I wanted a hidden subwoofer. I want wireless speakers and still good powerful sound up front. Believe it or not, I am changing out my Energy Mirage and Onkyo system for a Vizio. $2,500 worth of equipment, but 150 bucks worth of equipment. And I will bet you that this sounds as good, if not better, than my $2,000+ system here. And you aren't going to see this at all. We're going to have just the soundbar up front. We've got a wireless subwoofer that is ultra thin that can actually slide under a couch. And what connects to that subwoofer are two rear speakers. So I'm going to get the rear sound that I wanted, but because of the wiring and the layout of the room, I never was able to have it here. So let's get this thing popped open and we'll take a look at what's inside. Thanks again, Shelby. Doesn't mind interrupting the video at all.
Right away you can tell the quality of this system. Feels extremely solid, nice and small too. It's actually a square, believe it or not, and very small one. The 45-inch length is great for the larger TVs. Nice aluminum ends that are milled, just great quality. Here is the subwoofer, and it surprised me in terms of its overall size. Now obviously it's extremely slim, but they definitely were able to get some decent air volume inside of this because it is so wide and so long. And I would say probably weighs 15 pounds or so. But similar to the soundbar, you've got nice milled ends on both ends, and the texture of the case itself is very nice quality. It's some heavy plastic. Driver, if I had to guess, is probably an 8-inch. It could be as much as a 10 and probably could be as small as a 5, but just based on the grill alone, I'm going to guess somewhere in the 8-inch range, and appears to be plenty of muscle there. Now onto the rear channel speakers, and keeping with the theme, nice honeycomb metal grill that wraps all the way around, and then you got the milled aluminum top and bottom plates. Nothing really too special about these, but they're not a bad thing to have showing in your house. They look like a nice quality speaker. Now digging into the box of accessories, you've got a couple of feet here that I believe are meant to go on the subwoofer in the event that you want to stand it up vertically. These are also made out of aluminum and very well made. As far as the rest of the connections go, they give you cables for, I mean, everything short of a love connection, and a couple of mounts as well for the soundbar if you want to mount that to the wall, but they include everything: HDMI, optical cables, analog audio cables. If you name it, you've got it in this box. Lastly, the remote control they send you is another one of my favorite things. So I hate soundbars that have a LCD screen on the front. I think it's really distracting. The soundbar itself is always right below the TV, so it's pretty annoying when you've got a screen there. But on this model, they actually put the LCD screen on the remote control itself, which is really cool. A, you always have the remote in your hand so you can actually read the screen, and B, it's not there to distract you. Now, I didn't even realize this happened until I'm sitting here editing this right now. But watch this first clip. When the bass comes in and the subwoofer is about 15 feet away from the camera, and the camera is set to image stabilization. Look what the sub did to the camera. That gives you an idea how much power this little theater in a box basically has.
Interrogation. It just wasn't right from the beginning.
It was something I'd never been through. I had no idea how to act. I didn't know how to think.
That night, for sure, he didn't understand what.
Have you felt it?
And then Finn just pops out of nowhere. And when I saw the face pop up, the first thing I was just like, what? Black! Black! And I was...
I am crazy impressed with this thing. When you take into account the price point, it's mind-boggling. The separation in the front channel is phenomenal. Best I've ever heard from a soundbar. There is a true center channel, a true left, and a true right, well separated, and you get that effect even 10, 15, 18 feet away from the soundbar, which is really, really hard to do. For the subwoofer, unbelievable bass. And it's not just bass, but it's because you're able to put it under a couch, you get that tactile transducer type of feeling to it where it's pounding the bottom of the chair, but it also fills the room with actual, SPL, some real pressure, and it hits low, very low, 30 hertz without question. Very, very impressive from a form factor like that, a slim sub. The only, I guess, negative thing I would have to say about it is channel separation on the Amazon delivered something. Channel separation on the rear channel is less than great. You get plenty of volume out of the rear channel, which is good, because that's not always the case in these soundbar setups. There's enough headroom there that you can even angle the speakers directly up, so you get more of a natural feeling. It's not so point source. But there's enough headroom there to do that. You can crank them way up and still get a good feel from them. The only real opportunity, I guess we would say, would be channel separation in that rear channel is not great. And that could be just on the processing end from the soundbar. It could also be in the wireless transmission protocol that they use to communicate with the subwoofer. They didn't spend a lot of money there, basically. But again, not gonna hear me complain about that for the price point at 150 bucks. It's an incredible system that really does fill a good size room with 26-foot ceilings. Absolutely full of sound. I am very impressed. So I think that's going to wrap up this review. If you have any questions, as always, make sure you throw them down in the comment section. I do my best to get back to almost everybody. And yeah, thanks for watching, everybody, and have a great day.